Respect our movement.
I like your movement.
Black Entrepreneurs Group.
What's going on, everybody? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share your comments, or drop a comment below. Today, we got another interesting, hot, fresh topic for everybody out there. First and foremost, let me say happy Thanksgiving to all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, everybody out there. Really just been doing some soul searching. And this one is one that I feel like can help a lot of people out. And it's really going to piggyback off of one of my previous videos. Today, we're going to really get into something that I think everyone should be doing. I feel like today's topic, we're going to talk about relationship goals. Relationship goals. Now, this video is primarily for people that are in relationships, primarily for people that, are in marriages, primarily for people that are in bonds with people and they can see themselves with, someone, a significant other. A lot of times we don't really set goals for ourselves individually. So how can we set relationship goals? I'm going to give you 10 relationship goals. First, you got to really think about the things that you want to accomplish with your significant other. Before you can even go and dive into relationship goals, you really must know things about yourself. What goals do you want to set for yourself? What dreams do you want to accomplish, or the ambitions that you have for self? What can you add to someone else? So yeah, let's jump in. Let's jump into 10 relationship goals that will make your love stronger for each other. One, I would say my top one, if I had to say, would be, tip number one, I would say make sure to communicate. Communication is key in relationships, friendships, marriages, and bonds, all across the board. Making sure that you communicate efficiently is the root of the communication issues that I see. Communication is one of the top relationship goals to keep your bond strong, to keep your friendship strong, to keep your marriage strong, to keep your relationship strong, Everything from simple, texts saying, hey, let's talk about this, all the way down to actual interaction with someone, learning how to communicate, really taking the time to develop communicational skills one-on-one with your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, is very important. Making sure to talk to your partner about your feelings plays a big part as far as the communication goes. A lot of times we don't really want to talk about feelings. We're scared of letting someone into that intimate place as far as feelings are concerned, and we shy away from it a lot of times. We don't really spend time with being intimate as far as our feelings to one another. My second one would be understanding each other. Being in that right position to understand each other, having a good understanding is so important. I cannot stress to you how important that really is, man. It can really make or break your relationship. It could be things that your significant other, your friend, can be going through that you're not even aware of. Things that you don't even know exist because you haven't really spent the time communicating with them, and they haven't really spent time communicating with you. So a lot of it is, a lack of understanding, and that really hurts a lot of relationships, because we tend to base everything off of our own feelings and not someone else's. So understanding, making the effort to understand the language of your partner is so important. Again, we have different love languages. Everyone's love language isn't the same. So being able to understand the language of your partner is definitely one that you really, really, really have to like hone in on. It takes some time, but learning how to read their body language, learning how to see when it's a problem and know when something is wrong without your significant other telling you is definitely something that really strengthens your relationships. Looking at it from each other's point of view, just being able to understand each other. You know, when you understand not only your partner and not only what they're saying, and you can really hone in on knowing when something is wrong, I'm telling you, it eliminates a lot of fear and it eliminates a lot of distrust within your significant other, because now they feel like they can really spend time with you and be intimate in those places with you. So being able to understand each other is definitely number 2 on that list. Number 3 on that list would be, I would say, having healthy arguments, being able to argue efficiently. We won't always see eye to eye. We won't always agree on things. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. But learning how to argue, you know, is something that is definitely important, because it's gonna happen. It's nothing wrong with arguing, you know, but you shouldn't be having the same arguments. You know, when you can argue with someone, that means that you care enough to actually be in a space to entertain going back and forth with someone. So arguing is fine, but learning how to find that healthy balance. The key is to argue effectively and with compassion. That's the golden nugget there, is being able to argue effectively and have compassion in mind when you do it. You know, understanding goes hand in hand with that, because being able to have an argument, but at the end of the day, still be able to love that person and don't really look at them differently after the argument. You know, revisiting some topics later on after both parties have calmed down is excellent. I know a lot of times we want to get things off our chest, but everyone doesn't receive it that way. Some people have to have, time to process things, and a lot of times, you know, we rush into having conversations with people or to argue with our significant others, and we haven't given them that time, that space to really dial into being effective and efficient in arguing properly, you know. So that would be, again, that would be like my 3rd one. 4th one, this one should have been number 1, to be honest. And is make your relationship a priority. You know, when you're going through some things, sometimes with life, you know, things happen. You know, we get so caught up in the kids, we get so caught up in work, we get so caught up in vacations, we get so caught up in trying to help other people that we don't make our relationship a priority. You should not have to beg for quality time. You should not have to ask your significant other for things that pertain to your relationship. You know, making your relationship a priority, it will definitely strengthen your bond. You can do this by scheduling couple time, checking in with each other, setting up, you know, movie night, setting up game night, a date night, just really making time to hone in on that relationship, making your relationship a priority. Is your relationship really a priority? Is your marriage really a priority? Is your bond really a priority? Taking time out to really set that in place is so important. My next one is making time for yourself. Really take the time to make time for yourself. If you feel like you want to go and you know, have 5 or 10 minutes to yourself every day, that's fine. I feel like everyone needs to have hobbies that they're into. Everyone should have friends. You know, it's okay to have, you know, ladies night out. It's okay to have lady time. It's okay to have fellas night out. It's okay to have fella time. We need that. You know, coming from a male's perspective, we need that. We need our guy time. It's very imperative, which means important, that we get guy time. That is something that is essential to men. We have to be around other guys. We have to be around other people that has testosterone. We have to. It's a male thing, but females also want to be around other females or should be around other females, like-minded people. You can't be around a whole bunch of single people if you're married. And if you're, trying to be engaged, then you should hang around people of that caliber. Make time for yourself. Really take the time to make time for self. That's very important. You really have to keep in mind that, in order for you to keep your relationship spicy, in order for you to keep that relationship healthy, you have to be healthy. You have to be in a great mental space in order to get your relationship to a great space. My next one would probably be staying intimate. I know a lot of couples face intimacy issues, and if you really want to dive into that, because I'm just gonna rub the surface with this, go check out my levels of intimacy video. But staying intimate, a healthy and satisfying intimate life beyond regular honeymoon phase. I'm not gonna dive into that. Being intimate covers a multitude of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be sex, but just being intimate with one another, having those intimate conversations, being there for one another is definitely something that you have to take in consideration, when you're talking relationship goals and ambition. My next one would probably be growing together. Understanding that, you guys should be growing together. Not one person going one way and the other person going the other direction. A relationship can't build that way. You can't build on a healthy relationship while doing that. Relationship goals will shift. And, these are things that you really have to talk about. Make time for weekly check-ins with each other as far as your relationship goes, to make sure that you guys are still on the same page with your relationship. Making sure that you guys are getting closer to your couple goals. Whatever relationship goals that you're setting for yourself, make sure you're hitting them. Make sure if it's, spending more time together or having more communication, that you're doing these things, because what happens is once you set yourself up for growing together, then, it's kind of like a tree, with roots. Once the tree starts growing roots, the roots kind of intertwine together. That's how your relationship should be with one another. You should be able to grow with your significant other in every way possible, My next one would probably be keep dating each other. It's okay to go out on a few dates. It's okay to, take your girl to the movies, take your guy to the movies. It's okay to go out for dinner. It's okay to go out, for lunch. It's okay to get away from the kids for a couple of hours and do some things. It's okay to be in a position to where, you get a hotel room or you go out for the weekend. Just don't stop dating each other. Don't put so much emphasis on trying to, win this person over or trying to keep this person. No, spend time really going back to, the basics, start dating each other again, spend time laughing, joking, playing. It really makes a difference. When you go back to the basics, start dating each other, just call your girl and say, hey, at 7:30, I made dinner reservations to such and such. At 9 o'clock tonight, I got tickets for us to go to the movies and out to eat. Call your babysitter up and say, hey, can you watch the kids for a couple hours? I want to take so-and-so out. Doing things like that, keep it spicy, man. I'm telling you, keep your relationship spicy, man. A happy wife is a happy life. That is true. But in my line of work, it's more like, a happy spouse is a happy house, Make sure you're dating each other, man. Keep it funky. Keep it all the way real, man, and really spend time with each other. Another one would be there for one another. Being able to be compassionate is one thing, but when bad things happen, it is very important that you are there for each other. Stick by each other's side. Learn how to have sympathy and empathy for each other. Being in a position to where, you're open and vulnerable is hard, but at the same time, what happens when something goes left in your relationship? Can you be there for that person, or are you just gonna walk out? Like, being with someone through a tough time is one of the things that really don't get talked about. But we all have experienced someone that's been there for us during the tough time, and we all have experienced someone that wasn't there for us during the tough time. Being there for one another is so important. It doesn't necessarily mean, you see them. It could be a phone call. It could be a text message. It could be, just holding somebody or kissing somebody on the forehead, consoling them, being there during the tough times is so important, and we take that for granted. We really do. And really, like I said, those are the things that really you should be striving for as relationship goals. Set goals for yourself, realistic goals for your relationship, your friendship, your marriage, or your bond. Like, really sit down and do a vision board, you know, and create things that you guys can accomplish together. You know, this isn't a one-sided street, you know, it's a two-sided street, which means, you know, your partner has to be in a position to, you know, help and motivate and encourage and inspire, enlighten, teach, and love. Y'all should be doing that together. You should be helping one another to grow closer. You know, these are the real relationship goals. Everyone wants to be married, but nobody wants to put in the work. Everybody wants a relationship, but they don't want to stay there during the trying times. Everybody wants that bond, but nobody really wants to go through the thick and thin with someone, you know? So it's really time to really think about the goals and the aspirations that you put on your relationship. Again, you know, we fall in love with the person instead of the relationship. And a lot of times you should do both. You should really take time to fall in love with not only the person, but the relationship, the friendship, the marriage, or the bond. You have to do that, because when your love is tested, what are you going to fall back on? What are you really going to fall back on when your love is tested? Because it's going to be tested, whether it's financial issues, whether it's cheating, whether it's, you know, parents getting involved, whether it's your kids. When the devil can't get to you, he's going to attack the people around you. And it doesn't stop. You know, you are not in a space to where, you know, he can't touch you. He's going to be around, and he's going to get you any way that he can if you allow him to. Spend time cultivating not only your relationship, but you as a person. Spend time with your significant other as much as possible. Pick their brain. See what it is that they want. You know, your dreams, your ambitions, your goals. What really drives you to want to be in a relationship with me, or why am I, you know, chasing the idea of being in a relationship with you? These are questions that you guys really have to sit down and talk about. Because I'm going to tell you now, you know, coming into a season of perpetual hope, you know, this is the time of the year where a lot of people are vulnerable. A lot of people are in love. A lot of people are, you know, in this depressional state. And these things are getting ready to shift. In my last video, I told you this is a season of exit. These are things, there's people, places, things, objects. It's time to let some of this stuff go. It's time to let your hurt go. It's time to really find yourself, forgive yourself, heal yourself, and move forward with what you got going on, man. I want to see everybody in a successful, healthy relationship, you know, and that's where I think, you know, a lot of people don't understand. It's more than just what meets the eye with Andy. Andy is a person that's, you know, honest, open, and transparent with my growth. You know, I'm not the person I used to be, so you can't compare me to him. This is a new me, you know, it's a new chapter in my life. You know, I'm traveling, I'm doing things that I want to do, but I'm keeping myself in a healthy state, a healthy, sober state, to where nothing is going to affect my happiness. I'm happy, you know, and like I said, man, these are the real relationship goals. I want to take the time out to say happy Thanksgiving again to all out there, every subscriber, every follower, every person that comments, everything. I would also like to say that in 2020, we are going to be doing the Backstage tour. It's coming, and we're actually going to release a soundtrack to the Backstage tour as well. I'm excited about that, so I'm looking for artists as well for that. I also am going to be releasing my relationship study guide. It's coming real soon. I'm telling you, a couple of weeks from now, it's going to be out, fresh off the press. And I can't wait for you guys to get your copy. It's a wonderful, wonderful, you know, handbook study guide. And I just want to thank everybody. Thank you guys. I'm thankful for you. This is what I'm thankful for. You have given me a platform to not only speak my truth, but to help other people. Thank you.